Okay, everybody, so hopefully this will be my last video for the night because I had oh, the ex- the thing I wanted to talk about because I have no one to talk about it with too, and the two people I do want to communicate with, other than my mom, uh, I don't want to tell them to their face because they shouldn't have to hear about it. If they do watch this video, don't just don't take that personally at all. It has nothing to do with you. It's just I want to be respectful of you guys, and this is my place that I go to just vent my thoughts naturally. And this app, these videos I make for YouTube are for me, um, because I don't have a lot of people to talk to, and sometimes I just like to vent to myself and then just watch myself vent to myself. But then I get so cringy, like 30 seconds in, I can't do it anymore. So I don't even watch them. But it's just for my own little entertainment, and also it's just my way of, instead of writing in a diary about my feelings, I just vent it out because sometimes I have to process things verbally instead of in here because sometimes I can't hear my own thought voice. So, that's just me. Anyways, so if you're watching this, do not take anything I say to heart. Please, 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 please don't. Okay? Anyways, moving on. So, I had the weirdest encounter ever since I've been in this motel. If you guys can't tell, I'm still in the motel. But since I've been in this motel for the past month or two, month and a half or two, we might, I'll mention it later. But, so far, it's been basic. Going out, taking the dogs out. I know a couple of the motel people. I keep forgetting their names, but I basically know a couple faces for sure. Well, a new group of people have moved in. They speak Spanish. I only know I wasn't sure if they spoke English because I only ever hear them speak Spanish. So it's not like I'm not. Don't go there. Not being. I'm just saying they speak Spanish, so I haven't interacted with them because I figured they probably don't want to communicate. I didn't want to interrupt their phone calls and stuff like that, and half the time they're going off to work, so I don't want to. I haven't really interacted with them personally until recently, literally 30 minutes ago. So I came. So as you can see, I'm not glammed up. I'm my usual, just rolled out of bed looking self. Uh, I know I'm still adorable. Shh. Uh, but basically, I go out and take the dogs out just like this. Whatever I'm wearing, whether I look good, look bad. If I just roll out of bed, I probably haven't put deodorant on. Whatever. So I feel like I look like bleh. To me. To me, I feel like I look like blah. Like, I need to go change and get, and feel a little bit more prettier. But, lately, I've been feeling bloated, all this stuff, so I haven't been feeling very pretty, but I know I am. But apparently, it has been proven today I am just like my mom. The woman that I talked to you about, I mentioned just 2 seconds ago in a video 2 seconds ago, who could get a phone number from Walmart men. Literally, anywhere she goes, just instantaneously, even on Facebook. I'm like, since when does Facebook men message you to communicate with you because they're interested in either hookups or possibly pursuing you romantically? Has that really been a thing? I know there's the dating thing for Facebook now, but that's not the same as just people going to your profile, finding your profile picture attractive, and then friend requesting you or sending you a message to tell you, hey, I think you're hot. I'd like to get to know you. That's not normal. My mom just has this thing about her that men and women just, lately it's more men, but in the past it used to be women too. But it's fascinating. My mom just has this pull that people just love. And I was like, when am I ever going to be like that? Like, am I a late bloomer? Do people just not, like, what is going on here? No one likes me. No one likes me. Okay, sorry about the voice. Didn't mean to bring out my Stitchy. Lilo and Stitchy, if you don't know what I'm talking about. But, yeah, basically. So, but lately, all of a sudden, I feel like it's starting to come out ever since I started dating. When I turned almost like a month or two before I turned 20. I feel like it's starting to come a little bit because that's when I finally had my first date with a guy, and actually got into a relationship, even though it was secret. And things have been progressing from there. Like I've had 3 relationships already. I've had at least, let's not talk about it, but a good sexual encounters, but they were in relationships, or I thought it was going to be a relationship, but it didn't get there. So it's not like I haven't had people be attracted to me, but I've never had people just randomly come up to me and say, hey, and be like, you're pretty, or hey, how can I get to know you? However men flirt. Sometimes it's usually with the eyes. Like, I can really, that's what happened recently. Because there was only one other time I've ever been interacted with in that way. And that was after my first ex and I, Anthony, he likes to go by Tony. Sorry if you watch these videos. I know I don't use your name, but oh well. But the first time me and him, when we broke up, literally 2 days later, it was Halloween, or a day later, it was Halloween, and I went to a bar, with my friends, because they wanted, I know this, I was under 21, but I was the driver, and they were having a band play, her boyfriend was playing, and we went there, and that night, it was Halloween, so we were all dressed up, that little kitty, I was looking like a little cat, my friend helped me, and, this pirate man, blatantly hit on me. He was giving me those eyes, and he was all, all his attention was on me. It was I'd be looking around, he, held my hand, he even kissed my hand, he was just like, you are beautiful. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, thank you. I'm like a kitten trying to scurry away. I don't know what to do. Stranger danger, I'm looking for my friend. She's off drinking with her boyfriend somewhere. I'm looking around and he still has all his attention on me. Oh, I was just like, I don't know how to interact with this situation. I want to hide. I'm not prepared. I didn't plan this, because that's all I've had with the whole, talk online and, meet in person. That's what I've had. I've prepared for those. Those you could plan out. This was not planned out. So I reacted the only way I react. I go very shy and submissive. I go, hi, I don't know how to react to you. I don't even know what to say to you. Okay, I'll just answer all your questions. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm just like, yeah. Just hanging out with friends, So, basically, that's how I react. So that was the first time that ever happened to me in my entire life. No one just blatantly comes up to you like that. No. Not even in high school did someone do that. That's not things people did to me. So, I haven't really had that happen ever since. Not super blatantly like that. And if they did, they weren't being blatant, obvious enough for me to realize. Because sometimes I can be a little clueless when it comes to those things, because I'm not used to it. So I feel like you have to put really big, hey. So when I do see it, I know. Basically, that happened today. I did not mean for it to happen. I don't even know how it happened, first off. I've only seen this man 2 times before today. Once, I think actually no, both times were when he was going off to work at 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm just crawled out of bed. Like I just came from the depths of hell, crawling out, hair everywhere, looking like this, in my PJs, no bra, anything. And then I just go out, take my dogs. I'm like, paying attention to my dogs. I'm not, So I'm just like, so I was confused. I was like, okay. So basically that's what happened. Took my dogs out. Everything was going well. They went potty. That was my goal for going out today, is making sure they go potty, because I don't have any other plans. So my goal got hit. They went potty again. So we started heading back inside. I see some people outside. There's some beer on the table and stuff, but I hadn't seen this dude out there with them, but he was heading out. As I opened the door, he scared the living bejesus out of me, like, I opened the door, his face was there. I was like, oh, dear Jesus Christ. I just died a little. Like, I didn't have that big of a reaction, but it was, I felt like it was close. I was just like, I'm sorry. Trying to get my dogs away from him so he can go outside. And he's just looking at me. Like, he has that look. He was just like, giving me that, I don't even know how to describe that look, but like he's either trying to figure out who you are, or he has some serious thoughts going on, but I was just like, why is he looking at me? Is there something on my face? Did I do something wrong? I'm sorry, my dogs are in your way. And he's just looking at me, and I'm trying to walk past him. He's like, and the next thing I know, he's like, what's your name? I'm like, oh, Cheyenne? He's like, how do you spell that? I'm like, Cheyenne. I'm trying to keep my dogs away from him because they're all excited because they're like, human, pet me, because they're weirdos like that. They're sleeping right now because they're lazy. But I'm just like, why is this man looking at me like this? So I'm very confused with what the hell's happening. Why this man is still giving me this look. I'm very flustered by his look because it's making me uncomfortable. Because he's so honed in on me. Like, he has, like, literally, this is the door. This is me. I had walked in. We were both standing in the lobby. And I had gotten about this far. So, this is him. This is me coming in. I got about this far, and he had turned to me and asked me, and my dogs are all around him. So, like, I hadn't even made it that far down the way, and I'm, like, slowly inching away, because usually people don't want to have conversations. I mean, it's a motel. Who wants to talk to strangers? Which is sad. I would love to talk to strangers. But this encounter right here is not the kind of interaction I was planning for or mean by I would like to talk to strangers. I like making friends, but I did not know what he was wanting. But it was starting to become very clear. He's like, so after I spelled out my name, and he's still looking at me, he's like, you have a room here? I'm like, yeah, 101. I mumbled that part. I'm pretty sure he didn't hear me because he asked me that question later. But he's like, can I come see you sometime? I'm like, that's when I realized what was happening. I was like, oh my god, did he just imply that he, like, or is he just mean he wants to chat and he wants to come to my room? Like, I know in the back of my head, I know it's just, he wants that. But up here, I'm just like, maybe that little small voice that always has, like, don't doubt people, just like, just maybe let's chat as friends. I'll knock on your door and we can go for a walk. That little voice was like, maybe, and it's stuck here, so that's the first one I listened to instead of the one back here. the dirty one, my mind, the actual brains of the operation. I'm like, some other time, yeah, maybe, I don't know. I'm like, I don't even know you. I'm basically have almost made it to the corner that I'd take a right to, and then my door is just like literally down the hall. So I'm like still backing away, but he's following me. This man is he's slowly trailing after me. I'm like he's so what is happening? What is going on? I'm just like, this is too much intensity for me. I don't know how to react in this situation. I like people, but usually I go towards people, not people come to me. So, as you can see, I'm still flabbergasted because you don't understand. Because my answer was not the best, obviously. I'm just like, I gotta get my dogs, and he's like, no, not, sorry. See? I already jumped. I was like, maybe, other time, I mean, I don't really allow people to, I don't even know who you are, dude. Like, I don't even know your name. And then he, like, puts out his hand, and he tells me his name. I think he said Henry or something. I still forgot. Like, I forgot literally after this encounter happened. And so he holds out his hand, so I go and take his hand, and I shake it, and he holds it. I'm like, he's like, so can I come see you sometime? I'm like, maybe some other time. I gotta get my dogs in my room. Like, he's not gripping me hard or anything like that. He just has kind of a slight grip to it. So I'm just like, I'm trying to slowly not be mean about it and pull my hand away. It was so weird. I'm just like, why is this happening? And eventually I get away. He's like, what? So I get away. I finally get into my room. And I call my mom, tell her all about it, and she's like, oh, you're just like me, baby, you're beautiful. I'm like, stop it. Because my brain's like, no, and then my other brain's like, I'm awesome. So my brain's fighting in here, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, no. As you guys can see, I'm so flabbergasted. This entire story has become way too long. I did not expect this video to go this long. So I'm going to wrap this up. So basically, I did not tell my mom this, but I also, because she would leave her vacation that she needs right now, drive her butt down here from 2 hours away and beat this man up. But he didn't really try to attack me. He didn't, I should have known better is what's going on, but because I'm so flustered by what happened. So first listen. Basically, I'm on the phone and we've been talking for a good 5-10 minutes. Next thing I know, there's a knock at the door. I'm like, oh my god. Did he really didn't I just say not today? I don't want to get to know you today, because, I'm like, I did not, now my brain's like, oh, I know what he wants, kinda. Now I'm like, this small voice is like, oh, sad face on humanity. Unfortunately, that's not where it was going. So I'm like, oh, I will talk to you later. I'm gonna see what happens. And she's like, make sure I don't have to kill someone. I'm like, oh, of course, Mom. So I go to the door. I slightly open it because I have dogs. They will run out into the hallway. I do not need them trying to bark at people. I do not need to be kicked out of the motel before I move into the new place I have. So I'm holding the door shut, and he's trying to come in. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, can I come in? I'm like, to talk? Yeah, you could come in to talk, but, I'm a little busy. I'm trying to go to bed, that was probably the worst thing to say, but my brain's not, functioning correctly. So he comes in, I sit on the bed, My dogs are attacking him. He sits up on the bed. He keeps staring at me. He tries to get into my personal space. I pull away. I'm like, okay. Then things start to click in my head. I'm like, he was going outside with those people who were drinking alcohol. Is it possible that he's a little intoxicated at the moment, so he's not thinking about what he's doing? Maybe. I'm like, huh. I mean, yeah, of course, he could find me attractive. Yes, he could like me physically, blah, 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 blah. But I'm just saying, he doesn't, I don't know him. I don't know if maybe he does this on a constant basis. Maybe he doesn't. But if he was drinking alcohol, sometimes they make bad decisions. So I was like, he's getting a little touchy-feely here. Holding my hand again and all this. And he goes in and he tries to kiss me. Like, he gets up and leans. Like, okay, let me first describe this dude. First off, he's probably around my age. For sure. But the biggest part of it is he's a skinny person, first off. And he's a foot shorter than I am. I could lift him up and squish him in a bear hug. Like, that's, like, he's like that cute kind of situation. Like, he's that short and tall, like, it's that situation. So I'm just like, I could sit I was sitting on the bed and, like, literally, he's not even, like, that tall above me when he was standing next to me. He's not a tall person. So, he stands here and he starts trying to kiss me. I'm like, and I have my hand on his chest and he tries to, and I'm like, no. And I push him away. The fact that I could push him away tells you, one, he's respectful enough to not keep pushing. Thank you. So, he did not attack me. I probably misled him by allowing him into the room. I know. Yeah. But he did not attack me. He didn't try to kiss me again. He didn't try to force himself. All this stuff. So, he did not attack me. Okay. But the fact that I could push him, one, he didn't have much strength, or he wasn't trying to. So that's why I said he didn't attack me. But he was also so cute, I could probably just throw him on the floor and sit on him and he'd suffocate to death. So, let's just say I probably would have been the one who'd get in trouble because I killed the dude. So, but basically, he tried to kiss me. I said, no. I'm sorry, but I don't kiss strangers. It's not what I'm looking for. I didn't even know that's what you were looking for until recently. My brain just couldn't function and catch up with my thought process because this is something that doesn't happen often. So he leaves. He was polite about it. He left, but I'm pretty sure he was intoxicated. So I was like, I think you've been drinking. I think you need to go. And he walked away. So that happened. I had to tell someone. So I tell you, the internet and the world did not mean for this video to be long, but if you get to this point, thank you for listening to it. If you get to this point, I actually want you to put a comment or hit the dislike or like button, one of the two. But if you are willing to actually show that you actually viewed my video and actually got to the end of my video, I know it's 23 minutes long, put in the comments anything that has to do with I don't know. Hold on. I want you guys to put into the comments inner beauty. Because one thing I mentioned to my mom is, I was like, if I can go out like this, and this man has seen me at my usual state without trying, without even looking at him in those ways, or anything like that, and find me attractive, then it must be my inner beauty finally shining out, because that's what my mom has, is inner beauty, and that's why men go after her. I mean, obviously, she's pretty on the outside, too, for sure, but they always tend to get attached because of her inner beauty. So, put inner beauty into the comments if you reach this point. If you do, I will like you back and probably subscribe to you. So, thanks. for listening, and you guys have a nice day.